Uh, so let's move on to the interior of the building. The majority of the building, except for the 1937 building, features acoustic tile as the finished ceiling system. Many of those, that acoustic tile has been there for many years. There's some sagging. This is relatively typical of what we see. There are also areas of damaged tile. So again, in any kind of renewal or renovation, we would suggest that where we see damage, where we see sagging, that we replace those ceiling systems. There also has been some damage to the plaster ceilings that exist in 1930 and the 1937 building. We should look at refinishing and repairing those areas. The floors, I have a couple of, this goes over 2 slides, but there's some vinyl composition tile that is in good shape. It's not something that we try to avoid installing this in any new school project we do because it requires a significant amount of maintenance. You spend time stripping, sealing, and polishing this floor. It doesn't, you have to use chemicals to do that. So in terms of the ongoing operational costs and indoor air quality, it's not the best choice. It is inexpensive at first cost, but it adds costs operationally. And there are other products that we might use in a renovation that are much more easily maintained, don't require all those chemicals. Carpeting is used pretty ubiquitously throughout the school. That's in pretty, I think there was a replacement program that was underway by report of a former facilities director. It's been a while since carpeting has been replaced. It is really, again, an opportunity with a new generation of carpeting or it's a vinyl flooring that has a carpet feel to it to more easily maintain and not get into the issues of staining, moisture and dirt retention, and indoor air qualities that go along with that. The wood floor in the gymnasium is probably at the end of its useful life. There's some areas of significant water damage where the water fountains are located. It's been sanded and as it should be over the years, but more than likely it needs to be replaced. Counters and casework throughout the building as well are in some areas in reasonable shape, but in many areas need to be replaced. It's given a lot of years of hard use and could stand to be replaced. Gymnasium equipment, we're on to fittings and equipment now. The retractable bleacher system is not functioning very well. In fact, we heard that there have been some dangerous conditions and difficulty with deploying that. The basketball backstops, the retractable ones, are perhaps somewhat functional, but not necessarily very easily made to work. There's some oil leaking going on from some of the motors. And we would also like to do an assessment of the food service equipment to see what needs to be replaced, what's current, and what would support your food service.